What's up? It's Malik. Soul Rain stands as a brand. Let's get into it, man. No time wasted, bro. This message, right? This message is the curse. I would say curse, but then I would say spiritually blind. However I title it in the YouTube video or on my website is how it's going to be, right? The curse or spiritual blindness of not seeing the diamond or pearl in front of you. You feel me? What I mean by that is there's a lot of people walking around right now in 2025, almost 2026, right? There's people walking around right now, and a lot of them, they have the spiritual blindness, and even most kingdom folk too. A lot of them have, I wouldn't say curse, the kingdom folk, I'm not saying curse, but spiritual blindness, right? A lot of, and it could go for worldly people, of course worldly people, and people that still are new, right, to the kingdom, right? Like I said, for the kingdom folk, I wouldn't say curse, because they blessed to be in the kingdom. They just probably spiritual blind in one area. Let's say that, right? A lot of people walking around where, let's say they come into contact with a blessed person of God, right? Or let's say anointed, or they come into contact with somebody who's just deep in the spirit and have a very strong relationship with God, right? A lot of people can't see that. A lot of people can't discern that. I noticed that too, because it happens to me all the time. A lot of people think I'm just Malik. A lot of people think I'm the old me. A lot of people think, oh, they don't really see nothing special about me because the way I walk or something. Or they don't see nothing special about me because God covered their eyes. You feel me? God covered their eyes, you know? Or they have spiritual blindness to what's in front of them. You feel me? And it's crazy because this happened a lot to me, and a lot to other people in the word too. You know, where when we talk to certain people, you know, they don't see that specialness about us. You feel me? They don't see it. You know, that's because they spiritually blind. You know, they spiritually blind. They don't see what's in front of them. And I pray that y'all see what's in front of you, bro. And not just with me. No. With other people that God leads in your life. Because you're going to need that gift to see. You're going to need that gift and discernment to see who really got God and who really just phony with it. You know, that's a real gift. That's a real gift to see who's in front of you. And not just physically, but on YouTube or on Twitter, whatever it is. You feel me? If God is leading you to that person, right? You better see I'm not saying you better, but when you see the person's true value, especially when it comes to the kingdom, it's fire, man. But when you're spiritually blind, you're not gonna see the specialness. You're not gonna see nothing. You're just gonna see a dude. But little do you know that dude is probably close to God, is extremely anointed. You know, all of that stuff, man. You know, and I've seen this all the time with people. Like, they don't see the specialness in people, and they just give up that person and keep it pushing, and not realize they gave up somebody who's a diamond in the spirit of God. They gave up somebody who's a diamond. They gave up somebody who's a pearl in the sight of God. The person's looking at this person like they just regular. They nothing special. But God is looking at them like, no, that's my pearl. That's my diamond. Treat them with respect. You feel me? This is real, bro. This happens to a lot of people, bro, in the kingdom. This happens to a lot of people in the kingdom, where people don't see the kingdom folks value. You know, they don't see it. They have a curse over their eye, or they spiritually blind. You feel me? This happened to Jesus, where the Pharisees couldn't even see Jesus' true worth. They couldn't even see that Jesus was the Son of God. They couldn't even see that Jesus was right in front of them, that the black Messiah was right in front of them. They thought, because you know, Jesus didn't come down in a form that everybody should, you know, desire him. He came down in a form, in a look, where people, even the word said, he came down in the form, or he came down in something to look that nobody should desire him. Meaning he wasn't as physically attractive. You know, he wasn't physically attractive to the point that physical attraction would attract people. He came less physical attractive, so people could accept the real truth he was carrying. You feel me? The real gospel. You feel me? So when the Pharisees were looking at him, the Pharisees are accepting something grand and something like that sticks out. But little did they know, it was right in front of them. But it was just wrapped in a different way. It was right in front of them. Jesus was standing right in front of them. And they was saying all that stuff, stalking him, calling him false prophet. That's because they couldn't see what was in front of them, bro. They couldn't see it, bro. Other people saw it. Oh, other people were blessed to see it. Facts. Other people were blessed to see it. But the Pharisees and Sadducees, they couldn't see what other people were seeing. They were just, in their mind, in the Pharisees and Sadducees' mind, they were just looking at a regular dude. And they thought that regular dude, in their mind, they thinking, oh, that's a regular dude claiming to be the Son of God. No. That is the Son of God. He has all the power and authority to be that. That's him. That's him in the flesh, bro. But they couldn't see that. They couldn't see the pearl. They couldn't see the star of Bethlehem. They couldn't see the star of Nazareth, bro. They couldn't see the star of Judah. They couldn't see the Lion of Judah. They couldn't even see the Prince of Peace. Trash. The Pharisees and Sadducees couldn't even see the Son of God in front of them in the flesh, bro. They couldn't even see his true work. Trash, man. Basura, man. Basura. They couldn't even see what was in front of them. And that's what happened. That same spirit and blindness is on a lot of people today when it comes to, let's say a real follower of God walks up to them. They can't even see what's in front of them. Why? Because they spiritually blind. You feel me? You know, they might treat the person like a regular dude, like a regular woman. But no, that dude and woman is not a regular woman. They prize possessions in God's eyes, man. Not everybody is prized possessions, because that takes away from the word itself. You feel me? Not everybody's special, because it takes away the specialness of the word itself. You feel me? Like, let's be real, right? If somebody called themselves special, like everybody, does that, like, it takes away from the word itself, because special is something different. If everybody is special, that means the word special itself don't exist, because everybody's special, if you think about it. Because if everybody's saying they're different and special, it takes away from the word itself, because special means distinct. It means different. It means something unique. So if everybody's special, then does the word really carry power at the end of the day? If everybody calling themselves special? Y'all feel me? Like, yo, you see it. Everybody wants to be special, but it takes away from the word itself. That means it's normal. You feel me? If everybody's trying to be special, that means it's normal. Let's say everybody was special. That means the word itself, special, don't exist. It's just normal. But when God selects certain people to be special, now that makes the word what the word is. For real. But not every, there's a very selective few of people right now who are special, bro, in God's sight. So for the person to overlook somebody special like that and say, oh, they just regular people, man. In their eyes, they not even looking into the spiritual. They just looking into the physical. They don't see nothing special, you know. But this curse and spiritual blindness is real, man. It's real. But it's more real when worldly people look at us, you know. And I get it, they don't have discernment, but a lot of other people in the kingdom do the same thing, you know. Do the same thing, bro. They can't see what the next person sees. No discernment, man. No discernment. But I pray that y'all get that discernment and get that veil out your eyes, man, so you can see who be standing in front of you, so you can have respect. You feel me? You know, not just respect, but you gotta know what's in front of you, man, because you don't want to miss out on that blessing, man. A lot of blessings, how do I put it, right? People, if a person comes into your life, you got to be able to discern if it's a blessing or from the enemy. You know, because a lot of people, they might come into, let's say God sends somebody special into your life, and they precious in God's sight. They a diamond, they a pearl, and they come into your life, and you're not able to discern that. You might end up messing up the blessing for yourself. You feel me? It's not their job to tell you who they are. You know, that's not their job. Your job is to discern that. Your job is to discern that. Are they like meant to be in my life? Like, are they special, man? You got to discern who they are, man. You really got to discern who they are, man, so you don't miss out on the blessing. On the blessing of let's say a pearl, man. A blessing of a diamond. Because that diamond is going to teach you how to get close to God, or close to God in the spirit, or they're going to teach you stuff that you never knew before. And of God, though, they might teach you something that they got from God, and they teach you. So you never know, man. You just have to have discernment. At the end of the day, who's built? I said built. Who's ordained to be in your life, and who's, you gotta use that discernment. Who's standing in front of you, bro? Seriously. That's a real, like, it happened in the Word, all through the Word, man. Even with Noah, people couldn't see the worth and value of Noah building the ark. They thought he was crazy. But look, they crazy because the flood came and they got swept away. You feel me? They couldn't even see the worth and value in front of their eyes when it came to Noah. They couldn't even see that. Oh, Abraham. Remember Abraham and Lot in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? The people that was coming to knock on the door because they saw people going in and they was on some other stuff, they couldn't even see that the angels were standing in front of them. Same concept, bro. Same concept. They couldn't even see not just the angels, but Abraham and Lot. They couldn't even see that these people were special to God. They couldn't even see that. They couldn't even see that angels were standing in front of them. They couldn't even see the true value of anybody standing in that house. They couldn't even see. They was blind to the point they was just going crazy in that city, bro. They was going crazy in Sodom and Gomorrah. And like, it's the same concept, bro. People, you know, when it comes to walking with God, guys, get used to people not seeing your true value. Get used to it, man, because it happens to all the blessed people, all the blessed and favored people in the Word. It happened. It's real. It happened. It happened. You feel me? It happened. It's real. It happened, man. Get used to it. Get used to it, man, because people gonna overlook you. People gonna not see your true value that God placed in you. People gonna see that. No, people are not gonna see that. Get used to it, man. They not gonna see your true value until you shine. You feel me? They not gonna see it until you shine, man. For some people, they still not gonna see it when you shine. They just gonna be jealous. They just not meant to see it. But yeah, man, I just pray that y'all get that curse out of your eyes, or spiritual blindness, or get your discernment up, man, because there's a lot of people out here who are diamonds. I'm not saying a lot, but when it comes to the kingdom, there's a lot of people that got raised up, who's in the shadows, who God's hiding, and they just special. They just special. They rare. They rare. They diamonds. They pearls, man. They all of that, man. You feel me? You know, like for real, man. They jewels, man. They jewels. They jewels in the spirit, man. You got to be able to discern that, man. Not everybody's a jewel, man. You might come across the devil, man. But not everybody's a jewel, man. Not everybody's a jewel of God, man. Not everybody is diamonds in the spirit. Gemstones. You feel me? You gotta be able to discern that. But what was I gonna say? I be getting sidetracked. Hopefully y'all hold up. Who the hell is that? Alright. Hopefully y'all like this message. I'm about to dip. If you got this curse on you, get it off of you. If you got the spiritual blindness on you, get it off of you. Get your discernment up so you could discern whether you got, so you could discern who's in your, so you could just discern, man, because you need to discern these people so you don't mess up your blessing. You know, because some people, your blessing, right? If you're walking with God, your blessing might be, let's say God wants to bless you in that season. That blessing might be a person that he wants to bless you with to help you get closer to God. That's a real blessing. You never know. You feel me? So, not only things could be blessings, but people could be blessings. And God wants to bless a lot of people with rare and special people in your life. He wants to bless you with amazing people. But you got to be able to discern that. God's not going to do the job for you. You got to discern that, man. You got to discern that and really lock in. But this is your boy Malik. Sorry, I keep saying this is your boy. Trash, man. It's Malik. Sorry, Stanzas. Y'all have a good one, man. I'm about to go back inside, man. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold.